Hello, my name is Dr. George Mochocki, and welcome back. You made it past week one. We're going into week two. Before I go into week one, I just have a few comments. Most of you, a majority of the students, you did excellent in your introduction. I responded to you. You did well in your second forum, which basically was on global to find a country and to talk about it. Excellent discussion between the individuals. I responded to you. If you responded in a timely manner, that means I've got a post by it's normally supposed to be by Tuesday midnight, so you could get the forum going, because the forum or the discussion board ends on Friday. So if you posted by Tuesday, this was the last week was the first week, so I gave you a little time. So if you posted by Wednesday, I responded to you. If you have to post it by Wednesday, I talked to you, but you are still communicating. I might not have responded to you in the same amount of detail as I did if you responded right at the due date. Okay, I just made my comments in your own. When you look at your grade, there'll be some comments in there. So remember, we're done with that. There's a couple that had not been active in the second discussion board. You're active in the first, not in the second. Remember, this is an 8-week course condensed. I mean, a 16-week course condensed into 8 weeks. You have to do the same amount, exposed to the same amount of information as in the 16-week. So you signed up for the class. This is what you have to do. You'll finish the course in 8 weeks instead of 16 weeks, but you have to be exposed. You have to do the same requirements as look at an 8-week course as a summer class, for lack of better words, in the fall or in the spring. Okay, so what do we have for this week? I'm not going to go into too much. Now, this week, I am in the student mode, so I'm pretending I'm a student today. We're going to go into week one. I still left open till maybe about till Monday, and I'll turn it off, and then it's done. Then you're going to have to go week two. Now, week two, we're going to cover chapter 4, which is on ethics, chapter 5, which is forming different businesses, and chapter 6 was entrepreneur. Most books or authors will take chapter 5 and 6 and put them together. So look at let's click in and see what we have to do. You're also going to be doing your first exam. Your first exam is going to be in Blackboard, and the exam is worth 100 points. There's 33 questions, and you'll have till Saturday to finish it. I've given you a little time, so by the time you do your homework, everything else, you'll be able to do the exam. I think it's set up as a default for an hour, which is what you'd normally have the exam if you're inside a face-to-face classroom. Okay? And it's only 33 questions. You should do very well. It's almost like 2 minutes per question. More than enough time, ample time to complete the exam. So what do we have in here? You're going to click in here. You're going to have your discussion board, one discussion board. And this discussion board, we're going to be talking about, since it's an 8-week course, you have to come up with a new product, a new business, or a new venture or service. I don't care. So what you have to do before you go into the discussion board, I want you to go into here where it says major paper requirement. You'll click on this, and this is required. Click on this major paper entrepreneur feasibility research plan. It's about 56 minutes. It goes into detail exactly what you have to do, the tools that I have available for you, and what you have. Since you're a team member, you're only going to be required to do 2,400 words, which is about 300 words per page, give or take. Some students question me on that. Said, "Oh, it's about 250, give or take." So you figure about 7 pages. Typical paper, you would do a final paper that you would be doing at high school, or if anything else, this is comparable to what you would be doing as a paper if you're going for your bachelor's. Probably a little bit more intense. So you have everything else. Okay, so look at the video. I also provided my concept maps. Remember, you should always be looking at my concept maps that I will always have a link to, because let's see, this one is all tiers, so this is the full concept map. This is kind of a shorter version. Let's just start with this one. So what you're going to see, you're going to click on my concept maps or my mind maps. It's a PDF file, so you click on this, opens it up. It tells you exactly what you need for the paper. It tells you about advertising, SWOT, strengths, weaknesses, competitive promotion. Remember, this is only the first tier. So when I'm looking at this one here, when I'm looking at the first tier, I said, oh, what does he really want underneath some of that? I provided you all tiers. Now this one printed out, it's a PDF file. Oh, I keep on thinking it's supposed to open up automatically. So what here, and I've gotten 2 pages so you could read it. It takes the other one that's full file and gives you a little more information about everything that you need. You know, recommendations, what do you mean by operation? And you remember, in your final paper, it has to be in this order after you read the thing. You're going to have the 6 headers, and a majority of the statements that are included in here is what you'll have to put into your paper. We'll be working for the next couple of weeks as we're doing marketing, as we're doing pricing, as we're doing promotion, as we're doing finance. And you'll be building through the forums. I'll be asking you questions specifically towards your business or towards your service or product that you've come up with. Remember, some of you say, well, I'm not going to open up my own business. If you're a manager, you have to come up with a new idea, a new market. Just part of being in a corporate organization. You're a business owner. You're doing everything else is doing the corporation, only they have more people to help you out. Only difference. Okay? So we'll turn that off. And I'll go back in here. So you're okay, so now you're done there. Let's go back to our weekly homework. Remember, that's where everything's at there. We're in week 2. Read the chapters first. Always try to pull up my mind maps. Remember, I have the concept maps, and some of them are in the second tier, not the full ones. So you could, after you read the book, you could look at my lectures if you want, and you know our full lectures on 4, 5, and 6. You click on there real quickly, and about 40 minutes, just like you would have the lecture inside the classroom. And then then you'd go back to your weekly homework. And you'd go into, you got the mind maps while I'm lecturing or while you're reading. Take the add-on to your conceptual maps. The more senses you get involved, the higher probability that you'll do well on the exams. And you'll retain that information. Now, okay, so after you finish this, then you're going to go into your Learn Smart assignments, remember? And always when you go into Learn Smart, I created the links here for you. Let's say, but they're all your all this means is a link right here into my Learn Smart homework. And remember, check the due dates. Once you pass the due dates, you could, I think you still take it, but you have to let me know, because otherwise it'll be graded down by 2 or 3 points. Or if you can't open up, you send me an email, and in the subject area, say Business 121, or whatever section you're in, because I have several sections, and I need an extension on my Learn Smart, and I'll give you an extension. So when you click on your homework, the reason I did all the Learn Smart here is so you could work ahead. Some students like to work ahead, read the chapters, work ahead. You can look at all my all my lectures are here. Remember, I'm just kind of reinforcing what I did in the video I did earlier as an orientation, and you should be all set. So we're back into week your homework assignment. Okay, so you got to Learn Smart. Now your discussion board. When you open up your discussion board, here's the information. You click on it and you create your first thread. But before you do that, go in here so you know what you're going to be asking for in the subject area. George's hot dog stand, George's consultant, whatever it is, so other individuals, you respond to my post, they could see what kind of venture and business you open up. If somebody else has a similar business to you, you can have different names. That's what competitions are, competitors are, right? And then and try to tell me, okay, where are you going to open up the business? Remember, this is a business class. It's not a theoretical class. So what you're learning here is, how do I take the concepts I've read in the book out of this whole semester you'll be taking with me, and able to apply them. I'm a practitioner. I take this, and the entrepreneur feasibility project is whether I'm a business owner or manager, I have a product, and the company says, hey, we want to open up a new market. I already have a business. I want to target different demographic individuals. you go through this feasibility procedure to see, does it even make sense to open up a business in, let's say, Grays Lake or Waukegan or wherever you're going to be opening up your business. Okay, so that's what you get, and then you do your posting by Tuesday at midnight, more than enough time to come up with an idea. You just give me some rough idea, and then after you're posted, you're required to respond. I think we have like 13 hardcore online students. You respond to 3 or 4 students within the week, not all in one day, and try to start a communication similar to what you'd be doing in business when you're asking your peers or talking to your clients or talking to your supervisor or higher management. Hey, here's my idea. What do you think? Oh, yeah. Give them some feedback. I like this. I don't think this is good. And also think of a name. And remember, I need a little more detail. When you're writing your paper, it's not all hypothetical. If you're going to tell me I'm opening up at a hot dog stand, open up a hot dog stand in Grays Lake. When you look into the requirements, after you look at the major requirement, you're going to say, here's what my products are. You don't have to be real. You got to give me a little detail, a little substance. And after you read the major paper requirements, you should be well. Okay? So we're going to go back into our weekly assignments. Remember, week 1 I'm going to close off pretty soon, and you're going to be in week 2, and you have everything else. Wednesday, I will open up the exam for you. You click on here right now. You from chapter 1 through 6. Remember, anybody taking this course at the College of Lake County has to have the same requirements. You have the same amount of exams, you have the same paper, so whether you're in a face-to-face class or an online class, an 8-week class or a 16-week course, or a blended class that I also teach that's half online and half face-to-face, you will have to you are required to do this, since it is a fundamental class, a foundational class, for lack of a better word, or some people call it survey, covers all the chapter. So you're learning how I'm reading and how it applies in business by coming up with a hypothetical company. And some people actually down the road do open up this, but this is just a feasibility. Most companies, when they go to another market, they test the market, they find out information to see if it's probable before they do a full-blown business plan that you read about in the previous chapter. Okay? So this is a good week. You've got a little bit about ethics. I've got videos to help you. I mean, if you're just trying to pass through here to get a B or a C or an A, you'll be very successful. But most of us, if you're going to school, you should be able to take what I'm learning and able to retain it and able to use it. Otherwise, why are you going for your degree? When I hire someone who has a business administration degree or a marketing degree, advertising, HR, what do you call it? Whatever discipline that you get your degree in, I expect you to know the fundamentals. I expect you to at least have some kind of an idea how I would implement that if I had to. I hired you for that position, that you should at least have a general idea. So when you're doing this paper, it's got the headers and everything else. It's kind of like doing an action plan or a submittal to business. So you have to write something and say, here's what my proposal is. And that's what I'm trying to help you. Not only have all the concepts. Look, if you know all the concepts and vocabulary, but you don't know how to apply it, why would I hire you? I'd hire you, and I could just Google and find that out myself, and I'll say 40,000 or whatever your base salary will be. Okay? Again, so you did well last week. Remember, this class will go fast. The first week was, you got, oh my gosh, there's a lot of stuff, but you'll do well. You just keep on going, and before you know it, 8 weeks is over, and you'll get your credit. Remember, there's a transferable class. You get your credits, and then you'll be able to take another class. Some students like the 16 weeks. You opted to take 8 weeks, so you have to do the same amount of work. All right? I'll see you in the discussion board. My name is Dr. George Mochocki, and keep up the good work. Bye. Oh, by the way, most of you have already updated your profile. The other ones haven't updated your profile. Make sure you update. I have a link in week 1 how to update your profile. The same thing in Dr. George's lecture. Easy to do. very, I mean, look, Outlook. When I send my emails out there, my pictures in there. This is the way. This is society. This is the future. This is how business operates now. In a face-to-face thing, I see an individual. In a virtual, I also like to see what individual I'm talking to. Okay, so it's very easy to update, and I'll see you in the discussion board. Bye. Only 15 minutes. I'm doing pretty good.